Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Our top story today, the UAE will treat 1,000 Palestinian children at UAE hospitals.
And this is Dubai where nationalities live in peace. Residents praise the coexistence in the country.
We're talking about for the first time ever, a Supercross championship is coming to Abu Dhabi this weekend.
And Burna Boy turned down $5 million for Dubai gig because of the country's strong anti-drug laws.
And later in the show, we're going to be joined by entrepreneur Dr. Harmeek Singh on his secret to success and Dubai Women's Run journey. That's all coming up today. Two big shout outs before we start. Number one, today we have a competition going live on Lovin Abu Dhabi where we are giving away a 7-day all-inclusive Maldives trip to the Centaur resorts in the Maldives. One of you can win it. You can bring someone. Super exciting. Like, it is the dream trip.
7-day all-inclusive paid trip to Maldives?
Yes. So keep an eye on Lovin Abu Dhabi socials between 10 and 11 this morning. It's going live. You have to enter on the Lovin Abu Dhabi site if you want to win. All of the details will be there, so do stay tuned for that. But today on the Lovin Dubai show, we could also bring you
the biggest prize of the week.
Some ASMR.
I like it when you do it. I can't. My nails are broken.
Kibson's very kindly delivered this box, and it's filled to the brim, chocker block with super value products, which, by the way, are Irish.
Okay, see? Can anyone see? Is it seeable? Oh yeah, Irish goodies that don't really don't disappoint. Look at this. Look at this.
You can make those brownies. You've got extra virgin olive oil. You've got almond granola. You've got actual chocolate spread cookies. Anyway, if you'd like to win this box, if you feel like you deserve a little pick-me-up, tag someone. Simran, you're going to have to make those. Surely you're going to steal something that's already made. Cranberry sauce. What are you going to do with the cranberry sauce, Simran?
I was just thinking,
take us through the cooking plan for the cranberry sauce.
The cranberry sauce can be used on crepes, pancakes. It can be used on pizza bases, but just don't put the ketchup and the mozzarella. Just have a pizza base with the cranberry sauce. You can have it with a little bit of what? Yogurt. You can mix it in yogurt. Is that not how you use this? How do you use it then?
Never felt so ill.
Is it not like blueberry sauce?
No, it's for like a Christmas turkey.
Oh, okay, but is it not sweet? Like
it's not for pancakes. It's not for yogurt. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was a wild choice. Look, if you need a little pick-me-up or you would like to gift this to someone, please just tag in the comments. If you tag on Instagram right now, we see all your comments coming through, and we will get this box to you and someone who you feel is deserving. So please get tagging right now if anyone would like the box of goodies from Kibson's.
Two of them.
Two of them for you and your
boo,
good person.
Yes, your parent, your significant other,
your colleague,
your bestie, your
sister, your aunt.
No, maybe whoever you want to give it.
Whoever you want to give it to.
Yeah.
It is Thursday morning. This week is flying. Let's jump into our top stories today. Amazing story from the UAE. The UAE will treat 1,000 Palestinian children and their families at UAE hospitals. This was breaking news over the evening from UAE President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, who has directed that the medical treatments for 1,000 Palestinian children accompanied by their families from the Gaza Strip will come to UAE hospitals, and this is part of the UAE's enduring efforts to extend assistance to those in need around the world.
The announcement came in a phone call today between His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Amir Jana, who is the president of the International Committee of the Red Cross. So, yeah.
The initiative to host children from the Gaza Strip and provide them with medical treatment prior to their safe return home is an extension of the UAE's continued efforts to offer relief assistance to the Palestinian people, particularly children, in response to the grave humanitarian conditions they are now facing.
His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan and the lady also discussed the importance of enabling the safe, unimpeded and sustained delivery of relief and medical aid to civilians in Gaza, as well as the need to intensify regional and international efforts to strengthen the humanitarian response to address the needs of those affected by the current crisis.
Speaking of the current crisis, the daily report of the Israeli aggression in Palestine is reported on the Ministry of Health Palestine's Facebook page. The number of residential units now destroyed is 177,000. Attacks on the health sector, 270. There are more than 22,000 people now injured in Gaza, and 8,720 people have lost their lives. This UAE effort is part of around the world effort of people trying to get aid where it's needed most, but what can be done? It's just scary and shocking. We're just seeing it every day. It just doesn't get any better.
Now we've heard updates of the Rafah border opening for injured and Palestinian civilians who are facing casualties. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone affected at these horrible, horrible times. But our next story is just about us living in the UAE and the privileges that we have, and how residents are really praising the coexistence over here. Now, in a world often flawed by divisions, one city stands a testament to what can be achieved when tolerance and acceptance are embraced wholeheartedly. The Emirate has won the hearts of citizens, residents, and visitors alike for its commitment to diversity, harmony, and the peaceful coexistence of all nationalities, faiths, and cultures. A recent tweet with the simple yet powerful words, "This is Dubai," seamlessly encapsulated the essence of this remarkable city. Now, Dubai is often hailed as a city of life, peace, and happiness, and is a place where over 200 nationalities come together, not merely to live side by side, but to truly flourish in an environment of mutual respect and appreciation.
This singular tweet pays tribute to this extraordinary blend of cultures and religions, declaring where 200 nationalities live in harmony and peace. The tweet emphasizes that when a country opens its doors to modernity and embraces the values of civilization, the result is a society where individuals of various backgrounds come together as one big family. In a world where divisions can often overshadow our shared humanity, Dubai proudly showcases the potential of unity and coexistence.
And we see this time and time again with any celebration that the city just comes together to celebrate, be it a religious festival, be it a cultural festival, whatever it may be. We see this really like, it's not just said, but it's done. With approximately 60% of its population adhering to Islam, Dubai is home to a majority of Sunni Muslims. Beyond this, it hosts smaller yet thriving communities of Christians, Sikhs, Hindus, Buddhists, and Jews. Together, these diverse groups have woven a rich cultural fabric that is the envy of the world. It truly is. And the celebration of Dubai's remarkable diversity is not confined to a single tweet, but it really does resonate across the city.
Leaders everywhere should take a page out of Dubai's book and guide their nations with tolerance and peace. Let's jump in to our next story. We have a couple of events coming up over the weekend, one of which, for the first time ever, it's a Supercross championship. It hits Abu Dhabi, so get ready to rev your engines and witness the ultimate showdown of speed, skill and adrenaline pumping action. We're talking about none other than the FIM World Supercross Abu Dhabi GP 2023 coming here for the first time. It's going to be hosted at Etihad Arena, and they're gearing you up to host the penultimate round of the WSX Championship.
A lot of stuff going on in Abu Dhabi, and it's a perfect battleground for 40 of the planet's most fearless, lightning fast supercross riders, and they're about to go head to head in the World Championship.
Yes, they are. Tickets are on sale now. Mark your calendars. It's happening this Saturday, November 4th. Etihad Arena doors will swing open at 3 p.m. as the excitement begins. We got the chance to speak to some of the riders earlier this week, and can I tell you, I didn't realize that this Supercross Championship is a contact sport.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
So if you can see some of the visuals beside us, like these are motorcyclists taking on tracks. They've got jumps and everything, but they're allowed to push each other.
Oh. Huh, you would think that would be against the rules and regulations.
Imagine if work was a contact sport.
I would be dead by now.
It's like, get out of my way. But can you imagine, like, you're able to go at those speeds and they're
allowed, like
they're aloft, like they're catching air, and yet they can go like this. So they just talked about like some of the injuries that they've seen and they've faced, and it's just part and parcel of this adrenaline sport. Yeah, absolutely.
It's insane, like the amount of, like, I really, like, have never heard of a couple of sports that have come across in the last months, like this one, for example, and like the fact that it's even allowed to get into that zone of like pushing your counterparts and pushing your opponents, like it's insane. It
is, but from a spectator's point of view, it's going to be pretty epic to watch. And not only is it just the Super Motocross, they're also going to have like pyrotechnic shows. So for a day out for the family, like this will be wild for the kids to see. And also one thing that the rider said is that this is the perfect place for it. So although it's coming to the region for the first time, coming to the UAE for the first time, you can imagine that it could ignite a lot of passion for the sport, because we can just get out to the desert. We have no spare, like we can just try motocross anywhere we want, just hop on a bike.
There you go. You have people out there who truly understand Dubai's potential and, just thrive on Dubai's potential. And then you have people like Burna Boy, who turned down $5 million worth of a Dubai gig fee just because of the country's anti-drug laws. Now, turning down a chance to be in Dubai, yeah, no big deal for Burna Boy apparently, because the Nigerian rapper shared a freestyle video of him yesterday where he signs out that he turned down a $5 million offer to play in Dubai. And the reason is definitely interesting. Just now, in quotes, I turned down Dubai money, 5 million, not a small thing. Because me, I'm not gonna do the rap, but basically you guys get the point. He turned down $5 million.
Turned down $5 million. He said he rejected the offer because the drug laws in the UAE don't allow him to smoke. As we know, there's a no tolerance, strict drug policy in the UAE. The drug he wanted to smoke was marijuana, and although one may respect his choices, we can also respect his choice to respect the country's rules by staying away.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people in the comments are saying that. It's like, fine, maybe you didn't need to shout about it, but fine. The UAE has a strict drug policy and laws in place which enforce zero tolerance. You may be aware the federal law number 14 of 1995 on the countermeasures against narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances, which is the narcotics law. If you want more information on that, it's up on Lovin Dubai to be keenly aware of the specifics of the no-goes here in the UAE.
Yeah, so of course it's all there on an article if you guys want to check that out. And the narcotics law categorizes drugs into two categories of narcotic drugs, mean any of the substances, natural or synthetic, in schedules of 1, 2, 3, 4 annexed to this law. This includes substances such as cannabis, cocaine, heroin, methadone, and couple of others including opium. And psychotropic substances mean any of the substances natural to or synthetic in schedules of 5, 6, 7, and 8, such as Amniorex, etc. Too many drugs to name. Although one may not respect his choices, like Casey said, he did decide to stay away, and we of course respect that. And interesting comments, like on his own post, there were interesting comments, and then Lovin Dubai's, when we posted this yesterday, a lot of people had a lot to say.
Well, there was so much to say because he said it in a rap. So first of all, people are questioning, is he, did he actually get offered 5 million? That's quite a lot for
someone who is.
He's quite big.
Yeah.
But like 5 million is still a lot. So, but maybe he was just like, it's in a song, like you kind of...
Is he that big? I've really not heard of him.
Yeah, but you embellish, right? So potentially the 5 million was embellished. That's one thing. But then other people were like, how reliant are you on a substance like 5 million? If it was 5 million, that's a lot of money.
And you're rapping this, and what are you teaching the youth? Like, of course, rappers don't go in with their raps going like, what am I teaching the youth? He's the biggest Afrobeats artist. Okay, Ali, cool. I'm not into that genre. Anyways, but why?
I just hear Alibaba in the
preaching
background.
about the youth? Why am I preaching about the youth?
What is he teaching?
Not like he cares about the youth.
I mean, look, we're in an age where we think about investments, we think about saving, and you're just thinking that's a lot of money. He must be loaded.
But I mean, rappers have their own thing going on, you know. Like it's clearly not a big
What a
deal
flex
for-
to turn down 5 million for any reason.
He's not a rapper.
He's not a rapper.
He's an Afrobeats
He's an
artist.
Afrobeats artist.
Who said he's a rapper? Who said he's a rapper? I think I said it. Oh yeah, but I meant Afrobeats artist. I'm gonna get into this genre and get more familiar with these artists because I feel like it's my thing.
So, like, look, basically, wild decision, bro. Do you know? Someone's like, do you know what you could do with 5 million? You
Yeah.
know, wild decision. But look,
What will you do with 5 million? Invest, obviously.
what would I do with 5 million? Oh my God, imagine. I don't know.
Okay, okay, would you turn down 5 million? Okay, this is like completely not like putting his story away. You have your morals and ethics in life. Now, if someone was to give you 5 million to defy your morals and ethics, would you take that amount?
No, I don't think so. Because you couldn't sit well with yourself.
Like, I'd give you 5 million to never, ever see your mom or speak to her again.
Absolutely not. Come on.
Would you take the 5 million and be like, ha, I got the money now?
I don't know if we should. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, what about you?
I don't know.
Your sister.
Oh, yeah, I would take the money.
Okay, there are our morals are going down the toilet on a Thursday morning. Guys, it's 8:46 and we would love you to stay tuned for our next interview. Amazing entrepreneur here in the UAE, Dr. Harmeek Singh, on his secret to success, his business story, and also his involvement with Dubai Women's Run. Do stay tuned. He's going to be with us after this very short break. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Industry leader, entrepreneur and philanthropist. Our next guest is founder and owner of Plan B Group and also the race chairman for Dubai Women's Run, which is kicking off this Sunday. Welcome to the show, Dr. Harmeek Singh. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to the show, may I say.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome back to the studios, to the office, and your story is a classic rags to riches, one that Dubai talks about so often. Do tell us about that.
See, I think Dubai is all about stories, and Dubai is one place that everybody finds their own version of how they want to actually move forward. And it so happened 21 years ago when I came in this part of the world, It was something that I was unknown to. What am I going to do? There was nothing that probably I bring on with something that I would carry as an experience apart from being an entrepreneur and coming from an entrepreneur's family as well, background. But then again, it so happened that I had my first job, which happened to be probably I had to look out for because I did not work for anybody before that. So it was 2,750 dirhams and
Per month?
per month, yeah. And it came down that I had to know that breaking down would make me a little bit more stronger. So working towards a part where I found one part of it, it was 18 hours a day. And I started working for a company, 10 months. I jumped onto another one. The salary was 6,500. Working closely with a lot of my clients made sure that probably I was creating a kind of a credibility for myself. So whatever I was given, there was a word that probably everybody was spreading around that if Harmeek has got it, he's going to do it. So started from a small, humble beginnings. Second job led me to having leave that job because all the clients that I serviced in my previous company and with the support of the company that I joined, I was servicing them and I was still managing them. So it came down, I was earning 250,000 dirhams a month. So I had to make a call that should I be sailing in boats or should I actually have a plan B? So plan B was formed.
Wow. How did you become, for anyone here who wants to take advice from a successful entrepreneur, how did you become indispensable to those clients? What did you have that other people weren't doing?
See, I think it's to do with the time that you start looking at someone that you're working with as a client, it would remain a line drawn. When you look at yourself as a partner, so I have always looked upon with the fact that if I am working, I have got a responsibility. That's where it's not about taking what has been given to me, but then giving back a little bit more extra. And that extra mile always works. I have always had a little bit of a creative flair. So I see things differently. And since the time that I began, I tried to give it my touch and it worked. And it was zero kind of negatives, the kind of projects that probably I worked on, one thing led to the other. So if you have one successful client and you're working with them, they will give you 10 more. And it worked brilliantly well. It was once I began, I was the driver, I was the accountant, and I was the client servicing person as well. But it is history, and it was something that I would consider that made me who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
That's so inspiring. And a lot of people, I'm sure you've heard in like our generation specifically, like they say it was easier back then to start your own business, to form that clientele, form your own company, like step out, branch out. And now it's a lot more difficult, with like just seeing the business landscape across the world. Do you agree with that?
I would consider that each period, each era has got its difficulties. But I think we all adapt to it. So today, if I'm not relevant, this sector or this era, I should not be here. So it's all about adaptability. And I think it's mind over matter. The generation that I feel right now, and I do a lot of mentorship as well, I feel that they need to probably be a little bit more consistent, have a little bit more patience, because it does not fall on your lap. We have to work towards it. And it's to do with the fact that probably we've got so much tools, so many kind of things available to this generation. So we cannot complain.
It's interesting because following on from what Simran said, you came here in 2003 and made your dreams come true. Do you think Dubai is still making dreams happen for people? Do you think someone moves here now with your work ethic, but on the same salary? Do you think they can still make those dreams happen?
See, I think the times that I came, it was very kind of a stereotype of what people would work. Breaking that stereotype was something that it's a mindset, and people had a preset mind. This is how it happened. This is how it would be. But now things have changed. So I did not have, in my period when I started, there was no concept called startup. There was no concept called that there is going to be angel investors or whoever. So there is a lot of opportunity right now. And I think if you have, when you look at a market, and you see there's a gap, that gap in the market is your success story. You fill that gap and you will have people. But then again, you have to be honest towards that. You have to look at a long-term perspective, because a lot of new entrepreneurs, a lot of new companies, organizations, they open up, but having a short-term vision, they do not actually go that distance. So,
right now it sounds so golden and like it just everything, fell into your lap. at the right time. But was it like that, or were there days when you were just like, you felt lost and you're like, what am I doing? Should I give up and go back home? And like, Dubai is no longer the place for me.
So my family background back home in India, I come from a very affluential family. We used to be very affluential. So I might say that I was born with a silver spoon. But then again, having not worked for anybody, that made my whole approach towards life completely shuffle. So once I came over here, it is no love story over here. There was no bed of roses. I come from northern part of India. So walking Sheikh Zayed Road and reaching to Dera, walking, with having no money for the bus as well. So I had nosebleeds every day. So it was a very tough period for me to adjust, and I was definitely at a brink of giving up. But the fact that probably the belief was there, and I had one thing that probably I had considered, that I've come over here, and I think that's something that I would not give up without giving it a good shot. And I had a reason, because I was very clear that I had my daughter. So I was looking at her that I cannot be a failure as a father. So started working, and that was my reason. I think it gave me a lot of courage. A lot of falls is something that probably makes you harder. So I have fell many times, and I think today it's not about falling, it's about getting up all the time. And I have now I can weather any storm that probably comes my way.
Well, that's interesting, and it's really strong words, and something that you've been quoted as before as saying is failure is not meant to stop you.
Exactly.
So what advice would you give to people who are facing failure right now and they're struggling today to get something across the line?
Like I said, it's perseverance. When we're talking about the biggest and the thickest of walls will also break if you're hitting the same spot. But if you're actually not focused, and if you're not having that kind of passion towards what you want to do, you will always look at a small failure might probably deter you. I consider, do not go for big wins, go for smaller wins. The day that begins for you, it could be probably a very small thing that probably makes you positive, and that's where your manifestation comes into play. During recession 2008, everybody was talking about that, how people are leaving and this is not a place to be. So we were getting some business at that point, and it was like, if I'm looking at a business worth $1 million dirhams, it's not happening. It's not coming because there's no business on that. So change your mindset. Expectations were changed, and we were going for 50,000 dirhams and 20 of them. So we still make our version of how we want to do. It's to do with adaptability. It's also to do with perseverance. I don't think that probably there's a perfect world that falls into your lap. It is to do with that what comes your way, adapt it, and see that as an entrepreneur, learn the art of being like water, because water takes the shape, how it goes, and move forward. Flow is what makes you grow. So that's how I believe in my life. And today, if I'm working with millennials, if I'm working with Gen Z, if I'm going to work with probably the next generation as well, I adapt and I learn from them. And I also like to see that probably my knowledge has been shared, because it's a good combination of the youth and the kind of knowledge that I bring on the table.
Oh, that's so amazing. And it's such a key aspect, adaptability, because be it any age, be it any, I think, department or whichever field you work in, the key thing is adaptability, no matter what
100%.
you do. So on Instagram, very common posts that people see are like entrepreneur mindset posts, right? Like what habits you should be developing to get into that mindset and really change your life around. So what habits have you developed over the years that you feel like has had an impact on?
I think the first that I like to put across is research. So I keep myself alive to what is happening, and that's very important. And then once you know your ground, then your planning and your vision. If you don't have a vision, if you want to go from here to Sheikh Zayed, but then again, you have a destination. If you don't have a destination, you're just going to be circling around. So create your visions. Don't create something that is very distant. Have smaller destinations, and you're going to probably start walking towards it. But I think purpose, a destination, looking at where probably we look at those smaller wins and positives. This is something that an entrepreneur should look forward for. Bigger wins might come, but it does not happen every day. So wait for the smaller things happen, the clouds are there, and it'll rain.
Interesting. Speaking of habits, it kind of brings me on to the next question, because we were talking about what is the day life? What is a day like for you? Like, do you have the same routine every day that you subscribe to, or are you a bit more mixed in how you approach your days?
So I come from a sector and the industry that never believes in being planned. So that's why we had a coined name for my group called Plan B. So timing and everything else in
And that's
this events.
Events industry.
So events industry now, because we've expanded on different sectors as well. But the fact is, it is to do with how we approach the day. But fairly, I may say that I'm not retiring as yet because I still am a learner, and the passion still drives me, and anything that I create, I still keeps me going in my life. So the day begins with the kind of version of being creative, sitting with the team, being the team kind of a member, looking at that, how we can raise the bar each time. Once we do something, we have to be a refined version. And I can proudly say that me and my team, we don't repeat ourselves. We'd like to see probably how differently we can work on things. So the day begins with creative sessions. The day begins with the research. And then it goes on with meetings, but it's not as hard as it used to be. So not 18 hours a day anymore, but yes, 8 to 10 hours.
So to get a little personal, like your daughter must be so proud of you, so incredibly proud of you, all the things that you've done for, like, just keeping her in mind. But back home, how's the reaction to just the name that you've made for yourself here?
See, I would like to probably just put a couple of points for people to probably also relate to what has happened to me. So back home, it's something that probably I'm a very proud Indian and a very proud Emirati as well. The fact is that people look up to you. If you can actually inspire, and the inspiration does not come from the stars that you see. It's not about the people that you see on your screens or the poster boys. It's the people that are around us, because that's relatable. So once I did something, a lot of people actually just probably started believing in that. And I think that's how we should probably have the candle, lighting other candles as well. This is something that I believe in. So over here, I would like to put this across, coming across from a non kind of a business or UAE or any experience, an ethnic, coming as an Indian, a non-Muslim. This place has been the best place when it comes down to acceptability, the tolerant part, and I got equal opportunities. And today, I'm proud to say that probably I was at the right time and in the right place, Dubai, UAE. Thank you so much.
Speaking of being, that was true, powerful words. I feel like a lot of people will gain a lot from that because we are, as we said earlier in the show, 200 nationalities, many of us coming here at different phases in our life and trying to find a home, and many of us thank Dubai for the privilege that it gives us. Speaking of, this Sunday, something cool is happening. I'm going to be down there. What is Plan B's involvement with Dubai Women's Run?
So I took over after the 7th edition. So it had become a little stagnant, even though, like I said, this region, this place has been ahead of time. So when people were thinking about gender equality or things that has to be acceptable, UAE and Dubai, we came up with the biggest sporting platform for women and a running platform. We all know that probably it is sports that probably gives you that kind of a perfect balance of your mental, your soul, and your fitness as well. So once it came down to me, I was very keen on doing that, and I was very keen on working with UAE Athletic Federation. So I took over. So I am a co-owner, a co-brand IP owner for this one. The passion has been driven because I have had very strong women in my life. And then if it is something that probably I look at, it's not a run. It's an emotion. It's a platform. It's a community that's coming together. It's something probably we do not believe that 5th of November it's going to finish, because we have so many things lined up, and it is growing, and it is something that it is not my project. It is everybody's project. And for once, I want to break the stereotype, which I spoke about yesterday as well, that let's break the stereotype. It's not always a woman behind a man's success. Let's stand behind a woman as well.
Oh, no, honestly, that's amazing. But you've said you have a lot of strong female influences in your life. So what are your thoughts on feminism?
I think it is to do with when I see feminism, when I see that advocacy for equality, I don't think, and again, I'm repeating myself from yesterday's interview, I don't think that women need any kind of platforms to be equal. I think women are superior. The kind of thing that women are doing, men can only think of. So I strongly believe that it is to do with that communication, opening up the platforms, and it's the mindset that needs to change. And it is to do with the fact that probably today when I see a lot of strong women. Today, UAE boasts of that. Look at the ministers. Look at how we have had like the Ministry for Climate Change and Atmosphere, Her Excellency Mariam Al-Marri. And the first one to see that probably she's the head of COP28. But once she knew that probably this is something that can be a platform, she is coming for Dubai Women's Run, and she's running as well. So that's what I mean, that it is to do with that how we perceive this, and it is to do with a change and a shift in society which is happening right now, that it's not about equality. I think equality should be for everything, gender equality for sure, but I feel that probably women are doing so well.
I feel like, sorry, you're right, everything you said. Just want to ask, like, you know, a lot of mindsets are so regressive in places like India, for example, right? Like, especially with men. What is the one thing you would like to see change in that aspect?
It's always going to be the first balloon that busts. So when you see things like people now, I'm not going to talk about any region, but then again, women have started to drive cars in some regions now, which was something probably was not acceptable. So I have been a part of Foundation for Women and Children, which is again a part of where probably you are known to for violence against women and children. So I have been a part of that. I was an ambassador for them as well. 25th of November is an International Day for Violence Against Women. And it's an orange day. We still celebrate that. So my first campaign with them, and we coined it, it was called Speak Up. So speak up is one thing that probably is so strong. Till you do not talk about it, till you do not let anybody know, it's never going to change. And it has been a criteria that has been followed world over. I think India, I think anywhere Southern Asian or anywhere there's a culture that probably is, it is progressing. And the only thing that can progress, make it progress, is education and communication and acceptability. One thing, like I said, the first bubble or the first balloon that burst, it is going to be a horde of people who are going to come out, and that's what it is going to be. And I think that probably we are on a good track with India. We're on a good track with many other countries where women are leading the pack.
Amazing.
Well, leading the pack, and also we had an interview just last week also about Dubai Women's Run and the women who'll be down there, and the main key message that she brought to us was that it's going to be a... Excuse me.
It's good. Can I have...
Thank you. Sorry, my mic fell. Oh, it's still connected. Thank you. Well, speaking of supporting women, thank you so much. It's an event about supporting women, and I cannot wait to get down there. And we really do see it going from strength to strength every year. So thank you for being kind of with Plan B, kind of leading the charge on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. And just as a parting message, I would like everybody to come and be a part of this great platform, a platform that probably represents in true sense of what Dubai is. We have 160 nationalities already registered with us.
Wow.
And we look forward for men to hold the cradles and take care of the children when our women run.
Yes, please. 6 a.m. this Sunday, Dubai Festival City. We'll see you down there. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of our show. We're back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Thank you.
Thank you.